Welcome to this NGWA Industry Connected video, which is brought to you by Franklin Electric, an industry partner of the National Groundwater Association. Hi everyone, and welcome to another NGWA Industry Connected video. Today I'm with Brian Snelten, PG, President of the National Groundwater Association and Area Manager for Layne Christensen, a Granite Company in Aurora, Illinois. Welcome, Brian. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Mike. Glad to be back on this.
You bet. Yeah, we are as well. And as we're looking at the final quarter of 2022, let's begin with looking back on your year as president of NGWA. How has it gone, and was it as expected?
Yeah, it's gone fast. I can't believe today's August 18th, and it seems like yesterday we were in Nashville. So it's been great. It's been a humbling experience. I've got to go out. I got to go to the Texas Groundwater Association, Florida Groundwater, Minnesota, my home state of Illinois. Got to meet a lot of great people, very passionate about the industry. So that was a great experience, highlight of my presidency so far. Mm-hmm. So everything's been kind of going as planned as I kind of expected it to go. So no major surprises or anything like that. So it's been a heck of a ride.
And you've tackled quite a bit during this ride in 2022. Which achievements are you most proud of looking back?
So we've done a lot of work on our drilling, our basics, the drilling basics online with our partnership with Oklahoma State, and real excited for that to start coming online. I know there's been a lot of excitement around it. We've talked a lot of it on the board side. I think it's going to be a great member value added to the association for our contractors. That was one of the things I talked to a lot of people in my travels is about contractor education. How do we get new blood into the industry? So I think that's going to be a crucial piece for us. Another thing that just recently has been going on is the CDL exemptions that we have out for comment right now through NGWA. I know that was a big concern when we were back in Nashville. So I'm glad to see that we're getting some traction on that, and hopefully we have some really good news on that. And we do get that exemption. I think that's going to be huge for a lot of our contractor members. So some good things that have happened so far this year, and there's a lot of things that are still in the works. And some of those things just take time to develop, and it's exciting times.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of exciting, you presented Arizona Senator Mark Kelly with the 2022 Groundwater Protector of the Year Award at his office in Washington, D.C. in August. What was that experience like?
It was a really cool experience. I've been part of the fly-ins for many years. I think 13 or 15 years I've been going to the fly-ins and meeting with legislators and senators. Most of the time, we don't get the opportunity to sit and talk to senators. So having this experience to sit with Senator Kelly was pretty cool. Also him being an astronaut and, things like that. Seeing some of he had a helmet in his office and his flight jacket, those are kind of neat things. But what was really cool about it is we met with him and just sat and talked about groundwater. And, it wasn't a very political type of discussion that you get into, but it was a real discussion. And as we're seeing now in the media right now, with the mega droughts that are going on out in the West and going to tier 2, rules now for water allocations, it's kind of really becoming real for a lot of people. So we were able to talk to him about the state of Arizona and their water needs and groundwater and things like that. So really cool experience. I was very happy to represent NGWA on that, and definitely another highlight of my presidency.
Mm-hmm. And how do you believe the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 will spur geothermal growth in this country? And how should water well contractors who do geothermal or are considering diversifying into it view this potential growth period?
Yeah, since it's so new, we're still looking at a lot of the stuff. So I'm sure we're going to get more details as information comes out. But Yeah, there's a possible really good opportunity for our water well contractors to get back into the geothermal. I know when we lost the tax credits a few years ago, it kind of really killed the forward momentum that we had going on. So it's good to see that those tax credits are back in. There's a lot of other opportunities. And some of the stuff that I've heard too, we're going to be short contractors to do that type of work. So being able to diversify your business again, I think is another good opportunity for our contractor members. Kind of excited to see how that goes. But again, in terms of green energy and stuff, that's a good technology to use. And again, it's another opportunity for our contractors to keep their drill rigs running and diversify their business. If wells, you find a period of time where you're not drilling as many wells, but you can still continue to do geothermal. I think that's a great thing for our industry.
Mm-hmm. And you stated your desire was to help the water well industry return to normal business operations in 2022. Do you believe the industry has made progress toward normalcy? And if so, how has it?
Yeah, that's I think we're starting to see a little bit of normalcy in terms of sustained work, which is good. I think even throughout the pandemic, a lot of us didn't think we would have as much work as we do. And in all my discussions, there's a lot of contractors out there that are just swamped,
Yeah.
including my own company. The amount of work that's out there is just unreal, and it continues to grow. So I think that's good, and I hope that stays for a while. But we still see the supply chain issues, in terms of getting materials for pumps and drop pipe, power cable, motors, pumps, things like that. So I don't think that's something that our industry will be able to solve on its own. We're going to need a lot of help from a lot of people and some better economic things to happen. But so I think it's sustaining itself. It seems like it not ups and downs like it was, but I hope to see that continue.
You kind of hinted at it already, but your hopes for 2023, what do they include?
For 2023, I'd like to still see, the business sustaining as it is. I'd like to see us being able to find more employees. I know a lot of businesses are struggling to hire people, including ours. We've got a lot of openings. I think the industry has a lot of great opportunities for people, especially coming out of high school or vocational schools, to enter into our industry. And we just need to do a better job of making sure people are aware of the type of work that we do. There's a lot of push for carpenters and iron workers and things like that, but we never really talk about the groundwater industry. And unfortunately, with the droughts that are happening, water is starting to become more to the forefront. So I hope that we can continue to have that discussion and show people that this is a good industry to get into that has really good paying jobs that come with it.
Mm-hmm. The incoming president of NGWA for 2023, Jason House, LGPG, will accept a gavel from you at Groundwater Week 2022 this December in Las Vegas. What are your thoughts on Jason taking the helm as only the second Scientists and Engineers section member to hold the presidency for the association?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this for Jason. I've known him for many years on the board. I consider him a good friend of mine. Probably one of the funniest guys in the room most of the time. But Jason is very good at what he does. He pays attention to a lot of the details. He looks at our industry as a whole. Not just one section, but all of us together, and has been a huge contributor on our board. I'm very excited for his opportunity to take the presidency. I know he's going to do a phenomenal job. So I'm really excited for Jason, and I think we've got another good president that's going to be able to lead us in 2023.
Mm-hmm. And looking ahead to Groundwater Week 2022, which workshops are you eyeing most to sit in on this December in Las Vegas?
Yeah, so I got to take a look at the sneak peek of kind of what's there, and I jotted some notes down. One of the sessions is on chlorine being a misunderstood chemical, in our industry. I know we talk about this a lot in our own business with getting passing samples and how you chlorinate a well and what's the right way. Too much chlorine can actually be a bad thing. And I've seen some presentations on that in the past. So that's one of the ones I'm looking for. There's another one titled Well Diggers to Groundwater Professionals. And we talk about that a lot, about our public image, about our professional image, that being called a well digger should be offensive to us. We're groundwater professionals, and how do we do better things to shake that bad term, if you will, and let people know that we are professionals. So that's another good one I'm looking forward to. Preventive maintenance on wells. I know that's another thing that Layne is very big on. We talk to our customers about understanding their equipment, keeping track of the performances of the well, letting it tell you when it should be pulled for maintenance and cleanings and things like that. So that's another good one. And the dive right into that one too is the last one I have here is the well performance evaluation. Looking at, your well system, is it performing like it should? Should you do more maintenance on it? Are there better things to add to it? So I'm looking forward to at least those 4 right now that really caught my eye. So those are going to be circled on my ticket to make sure I attend those. Sure. But there's a lot of great ones that are on there. So I think it's a good variety of everything for everybody. All the education is always above par for me at Groundwater Week. So I really always look forward to the continuing education sessions that NGWA puts out.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, you're a family man who works a demanding job and still found time to volunteer at NGWA as president in 2022. What would you like to share with anyone who has considered volunteering and doesn't believe they have time to volunteer?
Yeah, that one comes up a lot. And you talk to somebody and you know that they'd be a good fit for the organization, and they're saying, I don't have time. I don't have time. Part of it, you have to make time if you care about the industry. I like to give back and volunteer because the industry has given my family so much. I'm 4th generation water well contractor. So, this industry has provided a lot of stuff for my family. So I feel it fitting to give back anything I can. In terms of volunteer time, it's not a lot. I mean, for a board member for NGWA, we have monthly calls that are about an hour long. We do a mid-year meeting, which takes a couple days. And then, of course, we're at Groundwater Week. So when you look at it, you can decide to do the minimal. You can do easy stuff. You can serve on some committees that may meet once a quarter. Or you can get involved in a lot of things and spend quite a bit of time doing things. But it's kind of up to whatever you feel comfortable with. And, at least starting out with something on a committee. We're always looking for volunteers. I see, on the Water Well Guys Facebook page, there's a lot of comments that are made and a lot of suggestions on stuff, and people have some really good comments and ideas for the industry. And I would encourage some of those people to get involved and provide those opinions and ideas to the association. So it's not as scary as a lot of people think. You just kind of got to dip your toe in the water and go. Yeah, as much as I'm involved with my kids' sports and my own job, I really don't think it's taxing on my time, but it's something that I have a very big passion for this industry. So I always find time, even if it requires me to work a little later than I want to do it, or something else extra at night or on the weekend or something like that. I'm perfectly okay with that. But I would encourage people to volunteer if they're afraid to do it. Just get in on something easy to do.
And if they have
there and go.
Yeah. And if they have any questions, I'm sure they could reach out to you directly, like your email. Can you share your email with viewers?
Sure. It's B Snelten, SNELTEN @gmail.com is my personal email. That's one I use for everything. So feel free to reach out to me. You can always reach out to anyone at staff or Terry Morris or anything like that. There's a bunch of past presidents that are out there that would be happy to talk with other people. Anyone on the board you can look up and reach out to. The past presidents are great because they also have a passion for the industry and definitely want to bring more people in. I know in one of the discussions I've had with Brock Yorty, he mentioned at Groundwater Week, we always see you guys all having fun and, seeing each other. And I said, yeah, it's a misnomer that sometimes it's a guys club or a closed off club, but it's really not. We welcome everyone in. And if you got a passion for the industry and you got an opinion or a thought, we welcome you in. We want more people to be involved, because the more ideas, the more thoughts we get out there, the better we become as an industry. We don't want the same ideas all the time. It's somebody else thinking outside of the box that may have a really good idea that no one ever knows about because they just were never asked. So I encourage a lot of people just to go ahead and take that jump, get involved in your state association. That's another good way to start out. And then, get through that and get involved with national.
Well, thanks again for your time today, Brian, and for serving as NGWA president in 2022. We look forward to seeing you at Groundwater Week 2022 in December in Las Vegas.
Thanks, Mike. It's been an honor to serve the association, and I look forward to many more years of volunteering.